20 years ago, when I was in 6th grade at a new school, I didn't realize I was struggling with my studies. But that changed when I got my grades back for my first math assignment, a big, fat 0. Then came the science paper where I only scored 30 out of 100. It was a really tough time for me. Now, 20 years later, I'm working as a doctor at a specialty training unit. Here are the top 5 study techniques that helped turn my life around. I was a below-average student until I started my advanced level classes. Once, my mom saw a television interview with a top student in biology stream from the previous year. She shared her study trick. Each day, she would review that day's notes. The next day, she would review the notes from the last 2 days and so on. It's called spaced repetition. It was like a light bulb moment for me. So I tried it for my tough classes and guess what? It worked. I actually remembered what I learned. And when I aced my first biology test after using this technique, any doubts I had disappeared. Finally, I knew how top students retain what they study. That was my first turning point. I noticed some improvement in physics. When I revisited the same question using spaced repetition, my brain started recognizing patterns and solving them faster. However, understanding new concepts was still challenging. Then, I had a breakthrough. I got a whiteboard and marker. Instead of just memorizing from books, I pretended to teach imaginary students about the physics topics I was learning. If I could explain it clearly, I knew I understood it. If I got stuck, I went back to my books or asked friends and teachers for help. This cool teaching method is called active recall. I'm recalling what I've learned from my memory and explaining it in my own words to an imaginary audience. Finally, I aced my advanced level exams and got into medical school. That's when I discovered Anki, my third game changer. Anki lets me create flashcards from my notes and then quizzes me on them at spaced intervals using a smart algorithm. It combines spaced repetition and active recall techniques, which really helped me during my challenging 5 years in medical school. Thanks to Anki, I graduated with top honors, including a gold medal award. After working as a doctor for 2 years, I decided to specialize in internal medicine. I thought I knew all about studying with techniques like spaced repetition, active recall, and Anki, but I realized I could still improve. I used to think I had to read entire chapters because I believed the same questions wouldn't come up twice. What I didn't realize was that examiners focus on specific key topics, not everything in textbooks. There are must-know things that are crucial for exams and good-to-know things that are helpful but not as important. Examiners mostly ask questions on the must-know topics, with some on the good-to-know stuff. That's why it's important to practice with past papers or question banks to learn and master the must-know areas. Thanks to practice questions, I got selected for a specialty training program with a good rank, marking my 4th major breakthrough. Now, it's time for the 5th study technique that really changed my game: having a discussion group. In my study group, I had one human partner and ChatGPT. Together, we tackled tough questions from papers, discussed difficult topics, and shared mnemonics and tricks. When we hit a roadblock, we turned to ChatGPT for assistance. But here's the twist. We didn't treat ChatGPT like a perfect database. Instead, we saw it as a smart study buddy who might occasionally slip up. So if ChatGPT's answer seemed off, we would question and debate with it. Ultimately, as a team, we worked together to find solutions. Starting from being below average at 12 to now having tackled over 100 exams at 32, it's been quite a journey. I genuinely hope you found these study techniques helpful.